Ready? Oh, well, let me give it a second here. Give it a second. We don't need none of that. Alrighty. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the B&R Racing Network. Alongside of me tonight as well. Well, good evening, sir, as we come here to Kansas Speedway here in qualifying round for the SRU Truck guys.
Yes, good evening, Brian. Another Friday evening, another SRU Truck Series race this evening. This time at Kansas Motor Speedway for 188 miles, or 87, depending on which way you want to cut it. So, it looks to be an interesting race. Big field tonight, Brian.
Yes, sir. I do believe we have, from what I recall, 30... almost 30, so 26 to... So it's about an average sized field here tonight, Will. So which is perfect. Great. It's going to be a great broadcast, I do believe, which is hopefully what we can get out of it here tonight. So that is at. So yes, let me go over a couple of race day informations here, as these fellow drivers keep getting ready to qualify here. So, Will, as you see here, we are at. We're in Kansas City, obviously. Weather is 79 degrees, 57% humidity, partly cloudy, 12 mile per hour wind. They have a total of 125 laps, Will, which equals 187.8, so I've rounded up to 188 miles. They do get unlimited sets of tires, 2 fast repairs, 3 attempts at a green-white checker, Will, 75% fuel, and their stage break tonight will fall, Will, on lap 45.
Stage break at lap 45. I expect some drivers to cut that in half, pit between lap 21 to 25. Some will probably take it as far as they can into their fuel window, which fuel window tonight I do believe is anywhere between 32 to 34 laps on a full tank of fuel for these Craftsman trucks here this evening. So wonder who might get pole. Maybe Paul Witt tonight. He seems to be very strong at these mile and a halves.
Let's see if we can bring him up here. We'll talk to him for a little bit here and see how he finessing around here with that truck. Let's see if we can hold the Paul Witt real fast. Paul Witt, you got a copy?
Sure do.
How's it going, sir? You are sitting back on the pole again. Will, go ahead.
I was going to say provisional pole, if not pole man this evening. Explain to the viewers what's the difference between a very good hot lap and then just trying to get race pace down.
Well, the hot lap, you're just getting everything you can get out of it. Doesn't really matter about the tires. Once the racing starts, you're going to want to try to save your tires. So you're not going to want to go all out the whole time, or you're going to burn up your tires.
Yes, sir. I want to. I'm sorry, Will. Go ahead.
I was just going to say congratulations on the pole. Grid is forming. Go ahead, Brian.
Yes, sir, Paul. Good luck. I'm going to get you back out there. I'm going to go over to starting grid here and get you guys back to the live action here.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate
it. Bud. All right, Will. So starting on the pole here, we got Paul Witt, P1. Zach Deuscher, P2. P3, Jeff Gilmore. P4, Justin Thielen. P5, Ken Richardson. P6 would be Danny Story. P7 would be Philip Richmond. P8 would be Keith Hurlbut. P9 would be Jason Adams. P10 would be Joshua Caldell. P11 would be John Gallagher. P12 would be David Horsley. P13, the man, the myth, Josh Small. P14 would be also the man, Derek Coffey. P15 would be Gary Caldell, which I do believe are brothers to Josh. So that's pretty good too. Christopher Campbell will be P16. P17, the man Larry Blair. P18, also the man Aaron Bradford. P19, Terry Duguay. P20, Frank Hughes. P21, Chris Brown. P22, Kevin Roy. P23, Jim Coleman'sberger, part of BKM Motorsports. P24 will be Mike Chamberlain. P25 will be Paul Coheen. P26 will be Mark Kosick. P27 will be Michael Palmer. P28 will be Robert Cheswick, and rounding out the field will in P29, David Cassidy.
Yes, we have half the field, I do believe. Well, up to 19 of these starters qualified. The remaining 10 did not, so some just wanting to start on the freshest tires possible, maybe just get a feel for the track. 125 laps, not really a long race, but almost a full-length race. I think about maybe 10 or so laps shy of it being an actual full-length race, but pretty good length of a race, I would say, here at Kansas. Not really a full distance. I would say that's about 75-80% distance. But as that, I don't know what that pace car is, but as the iRacing pace car leads these cars, you can see the autism awareness truck, Paul Witt, and the Aerokinetics truck, the 21 of Zach Deutscher, up there, front row. And then Jeff Gilmore. We got a three-way battle, by the way. I know it's only a few races into the season for this SRU Truck Series, but it's a three-way tie for second place in points at the moment. So,
And as we see here, the pace truck goes off. They come to the line. Boogity, 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 boys. Let's go racing at Kansas Motor Speedway.
pretty good start for the front three on the bottom lane, but the Story truck did not get a good launch, I do not believe. But pretty good even Steven start on both lanes, Brian, as they get on this first lap going.
Yes, sir. Well, as you see here, you're going to see a lot of different lanes being used here tonight, Will. The top, the low. They're trying to figure out where the grip is at early on. Will, you know and I know the low lane could be the fastest at the moment of time, but when you start to shift up to the outside lane here, that outside lane is the fastest. Then you want to arc her down coming out of turns 3 and 4. Get the run onto the apron, just like you see what Paul Witt is doing, and then move her back up to get back to the outside lane. So far, Paul Witt has led the opening laps here tonight, Will. You see here, lap 3 of 125. Will, why don't you go ahead and give a rundown to the viewers who are watching about roughly what you heard about a pit race report of roughly about how many laps of fuel these drivers are getting here tonight.
Well, 33 and a half laps, 34 if you can stretch it. I would probably see the ones that are going to stretch it if no caution comes out. Maybe 32, 33 laps is probably all you're going to be able to see some of these drivers stretch it to. I heard it's going to be very tight on the long run for some of these trucks. The longer you go, the stiffer it'll get on the exit. So just going to have to wait and see who is going to be able to prevail whenever the longer runs will happen. So,
oh yeah, as you see here, Will, you got Danny Story, a fellow Canadian. You got a lot of Canadians in the field tonight, ironically enough, but that is always good to see them. And the battle here between Philip Bridgen, but Danny has lost 2 spots since he had started here tonight, Will, in that 22 Toyota Hooters machine.
Yes, he was the truck on the inside lane that did not get a good launch. Either he probably was kind of sleeping on that initial launch or start, or just probably couldn't time it properly to the trucks in front of him. But as you say, yes, you probably want to get as much time or as many spots as you can on the bottom on the initial start or restarts of this race, because that bottom may be quick with fresh tires. But as we go on, we're probably going to see more and more guys migrate up to that top lane, riding almost up against that wall. I could probably still see some guys on the bottom, but all depends on personal preference where you can get that truck to work for you. As we can see, Zach Deutscher got back into second place, retook second from Jeff Gilmore. Jeff Gilmore had a great start to open up this race, was able to get around Zach for that second place, but just Zach fought back, got it back from him. Paul Witt, though, still your leader.
Oh yeah. Well, as you see there in that battle box, 4th, 6th place gives you all their miles per hour, and how far they are behind the battle for 6th. So it is very
6th
tight.
through 12th, separated by just a second and a quarter. So very tight knit group here, like you say, 6th through 12th, 6 trucks battling. Philip Bridgman, you could say, might be holding up these guys just a little bit, as Justin Thielen trying to find a way around on the high side, but Philip, probably not knowing he was there, kind of goes up and blocks that run of Justin Thielen.
Oh yeah, you see he has to right on board with Gallagher. And that Kingsford Ford, I do believe that's what that is. Yes, sir, that is.
Everybody's kind of bottlenecking here. Almost kind of. That was one of the old Bush Series sponsors, JTG Doherty car back, or at least a Jody Schechter car back in the day. With John Wood and Marcus Ambrose.
Oh yeah, good old Marcus. I miss Marcus. I wish he would come back, but I don't think these cars today are meant for him. So
he actually did a lot of testing in
the
new V8 supercars.
Yeah.
The V8 supercars have the new, the Chevrolet Camaro and the Ford Mustang. They call them like the Gen 3 cars. It's like their 3rd generation car. And he did a lot of testing for the Fords, and they just had the 6 hours of Bathurst, and he raced, I think, a Ford Mustang in the 6 hours of Bathurst. So
nice.
Yeah. A little update on Marcus Ambrose, if anybody out there wanted to know.
Information, very good information. Would have never known that, to be honest with you. So that's a good thing to, good thing to know.
He was in the 61 popping into the top 10 there. This big scrap, it's kind of a good tussle for people trying to make their way inside the top 10. Some drivers like Philip Bridgman losing some spots here. 12 laps into this race. I believe he started in the 6th or 5th position, and now he's just kind of going down the totem pole here a little bit.
Yeah, he lost 3 spots, Will, here. He's about to lose another to Jason Adams.
Looks like he's struggling, Brian, coming off the corners. Just can't seem to get it pointed completely in the right direction how he wants it coming off the corner here. That's what it looks like to me. Jason Adams making his way now inside the top 10, passing Philip Bridgman. Justin Thielen finally got by and up into 5th. Hurlbut in 6th. Story 7th. Gallagher there in 8th. Hughes 9th. Adams rounds out the top 10.
Oh yes, we got a battle for that 9th and 10th heating up there between Jason Adams and Hughes there. To the 2 Chevys. You see there on the left-hand side of your screen, you would see the manufacturers, other drivers tonight. I do believe we do have a lot of Chevys in the field here tonight. So
only a couple of Toyotas.
Yes, and the majority Ford.
David Cassidy still back there in 28th position, basically where he started. I think he's only gained 1 position. If not, that's still where he started. Jim Coleman-Sperger down in the 17th position. Just looking through.
I think Jim is going to take his time and maneuver through the field there. He's there with Kevin Roy. Kevin Roy is very consistent too whenever it comes.
I think your crew chief or spotter or something's still on, Brian.
Is it?
I think I hear it every now and again.
Oh, well then, that's my bad then. Alright, I stopped it. Yes, that's what you were hearing.
Interesting. I thought I heard it, like, I was hearing, like, some static or something, and I'm like, wait, is that static while I'm talking? And then I had to, like, I listened a little bit more, and I'm like, oh, that's the spotter in game. Or in sim, or, you know, anyway, we got it figured out.
Yes. I see there Paul Witt, Zach Deutscher, Gilmore, Thielen, Richardson, Gallagher, Hurlbut, Hughes, and Adams rounds out your top 10 there.
One of the Coddles have made their way up to 11th position. Then Campbell, Coffee. I didn't get the other two there that moved. Horsley and Philip Bridgman there rounds out the top 15. Philip has gotten into the wall there a little bit there, Brian. So really battling a tight condition, it seems like, for Philip. I don't have the intervals. It's still on the manufacturers there, Brian. So.
Oh, yes, that's right.
But it seems like, for the most part, just about everybody's kind of spread out.
There you go.
From what I can guesstimate, just by looking at the battle here for 9th, that battle pack graphic you have. Deutscher just 0.8 of a second back from Paul Witt, so he's kind of keeping Paul Witt honest here.
As you're right on board with him there. Now you see he's about a second, and there's the caution wheel.
Oh man, caution here at lap 20. Just about around the time that you would think some guys would start pitting.
As we'll go back and take a look and see what had happened there. I do believe it did have to involve Mr. David Cassidy. Oh man, looked like he blew a tire. That's very hard. I don't know. That's what that looks like. We'll come back here. We'll get a better camera view.
Wasn't David the one earlier saying that he was having steering problems, or like steering wheel or pedal problems or something?
Yes.
Earlier in the chat?
I do believe so.
He could have had a problem there, Brian.
He could have.
If not, maybe he could have had something go awry. Race off pit road. Paul Witt wins the race off pit road. The top three look like it stays the same. I think Thielen gained a spot.
Let's see. Thielen did not. So everybody's kind of still in the same thing. Well, we'll go ahead and see if we can talk to
Let's try to talk to who did you have in mind? I was going to say Jason because he's kind of
I was going to talk to Zach.
Oh, okay, that works too.
Alright, let's see if we can pull Zach in here real quick. Mr. Zach, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
How's it going, sir?
It is going. How about you?
We're sitting up here, all different sides of the view here. You guys are currently 23 laps into it, unfortunately pacing under the yellow at the moment. How's that truck? Do you have what it takes to get to the 29, or do you think you have to be a little bit more patient and let the 29 burn his stuff up and then you can run him back down, or what?
I think I got something for him. He just got a little run there. I kind of messed up a corner, but I think him and me are pretty equal. I think I have something for him.
All right. Will, you got anything for Mr. Deutscher here?
Well, Zach, in that little 20-lap run, how was the track changing in those 20 laps?
Well, the car definitely got tighter on exits, but that was really the only noticeable difference. Other than that, the car is pretty stable, in my opinion.
All right. Well, 10-4. Thanks for talking to us, Zach. Good luck to you, man.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. And he said you wanted to talk to Jason. Go ahead and pull Jason in here real quick. Jason, before he goes green. There you go. Jason, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
How's it going, sir?
Hey, Jason.
Going good out here, guys. Trying to stay in the top 10 for right now.
Yes, we noticed you worked your way inside the top 10. Tell us about just a little bit how that truck is handling in the traffic and all.
A little bit tight. I will tell you guys, I noticed there on a longer run, started getting a little bit tight. Tires wore out. I was actually glad to see that caution, to be honest with you, Will. So it kind of saved us from taking a green flag stop.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
best of luck to you, Jason. Hopefully we can talk more to you later.
Yes, sir. We're going to see what this 24 can do tonight. It's going to be a good one, that's for sure. And when it gets dark, it might get faster.
Yes, sir.
10-4.
All right, bud, good luck. All right, Will. As we get ready to come back in green here. Oh my goodness! What the heck happened there? We don't want that view. There you go. That's the view we want. All right, Whit leads us back to green. Will, here we go, and he's back to green flag. That's Paul Witt will take the field again around the track. Lap 25 of 125. Coming up on 100 laps to go next time by. Still a lot of racing left, Will. You see Zach Deutscher's gotten a great run there, that's for sure.
How many laps to the next stage break, or to the stage break, or the race break, or the... Yes. So, interesting. So we had 20 laps of good, hard racing there. Now we're going to have 20 more laps of good, hard racing. So let's see if Jeff Gilmore or Zach Deutscher can stay up here and keep Paul Witt honest on his toes. Richardson there in that 10 truck in 4th position. Good battle here with the 22 and 23 machines. You can really see on these starts and restarts at this Kansas Motor Speedway all the different lines that are available here.
Oh yeah.
Justin Thielen really trying to make that high line work.
There he is. He's doing everything he can. Same thing with Gallagher and Richardson.
You can see the front three different lines basically through 1 and 2 up ahead of us. And they almost basically mimic themselves in 3 and 4. It seems like 3 and 4 you kind of want to be on the bottom, and 1 and 2 you can kind of just go wherever just about, it seems like, at least at the moment.
Oh yeah.
This track can constantly change and it can be different. Jeff Gilmore, I don't know if he got in the wall or not. That was super close.
Oh yeah, 29 of 125. Deutscher is on the back of that 29. Can't find a way around Paul Witt. These trucks I like driving, as they're easy to finesse with. And I just like the way they feel compared to an Xfinity car. And then obviously our new next gen type car. Well, you've seen a lot of the action in the B&R side with the next gen. Very difficult to maneuver around when you're side by side. It just seems like you stall so much. But with these trucks, you ain't got to worry about that. If you can get to the quarter or slow them down, you're just going to pull on them. So, and that's the easiest way to do with these trucks. So,
Yes, it very well can be. Good battle further back. Story and Thielen going at it. Story got by Thielen, so, oh, never mind. Thielen getting back by. Like I said, good battle back there for 8th. As more and more trucks are getting involved in this battle, Thielen might have gotten a brush with the wall there. I think he just missed it there on the exit of 4.
Yeah, he might have. As you see here, Josh Cardell, Mike Chamberlain, and Thielen there. Your 9th, 10th, and 11th place. Now you got Derek Coffey coming into that mix there for 12th. Ever so slightly and getting it done. But Thielen, P9 at the moment, will 8 more laps. No, sorry, it's not 8 more laps. I lied. Don't listen to me. Lap 45 is their
13.
Yes, thank you. 13 laps left to the stage break for these guys. Unless they ironically enough get a caution with somewhere close enough to it, then that'll be that. But you see Chamberlain and Thielen.
Good run at the moment for Chamberlain.
Oh yeah. Chamberlain has came a long ways in these trucks, so good for him. I like to see him do well. Like I said, a lot of new faces. Josh Caldell, Richardson. Don't remember seeing that. Hughes, Gallagher, the other Caldell. Like I said, then you got Horsley. So, a couple of new faces get used to, and yeah.
Tight battle for 9th position. Thielen trying to hang on to it, but Chamberlain staying there. Thielen poked his head on through there, trying to say, "Hey, Chamberlain, I'm still here on the outside." That last time by, coming through turn 2, and they've been side by side ever since. So you can see that momentum. Oh no, and he's going to do the same thing to the 22 a Story. That high line momentum that you see, you can just carry it on through. 2 passes and 2 laps as he is trying to hang on to a top 10 position, Justin Thielen, as they come up upon Jason Adams. Jason trying to stay inside the top 10.
Let's see what we got.
Jim Coleman'sberger.
Oh yeah, creeping into the pack there.
Right there behind that 23 of Cardell.
I think it's Caudle. I think you're right.
Yeah. It's one of the two.
Yes. Actually, believe it or not, I do believe one of these Caudles were in the ARCA race at Talladega, because they had some pictures posted up or talking about it, that they were driving an ARCA car, so that was pretty good for them. Yeah, that's one of these boys. I don't remember which one. That was one of them.
Battle for the lead, Brian. Picked up Zach Deuscher. Basically 2/10 there on Paul Witt. 1/10 to 2/10. He is really on the back door. Really keeping Paul Witt on his toes, on his heels.
Yes, he is. He ain't letting them
Gilmore
budge.
knows.
Oh yeah, he ain't letting.
Jeff Gilmore, he knows that there's still so much time left in this race. He's like, you guys go up there, have fun, duke it out. We're still going to see at least 2 more pit stops, at least 2 more pit stops after that comp caution comes out. So
You see one of the Caudles are in. I do believe it's 97. So 6 more laps to go before they get their, sorry, 5. 5 laps to go until a stage break. But Witt and Deutscher are the closest battle at the moment. Nothing's changing there, so. And then you have the 22 and 23. Story and Caudle. Well, as you see there, Jim Coleman'sberger cracked the top 10 there. So
Yes,
he
he did. While we were looking at the battle for the lead, this battle back here, they swapped some positions around. Jim Coleman'sberger, like he said, jumped inside the top 10, got around the 22 and 23 machines. Must have been while they were battling.
Now you see.
Because they. Go ahead.
I was saying, now you see here Jim attacking the quarter of that 70 to take that P9 away and maybe pick the draft up from that 24 to get him on by Chamberlain, as he does right here. But Chamberlain still to his quarter. He says, you know what, bud, go ahead and take it. I don't need it. You can have it. Get a little bit faster, but I'm right here at your quarter now, going into the turns. So 42 of 125 in the books.
Jim really wanted to try to pass Chamberlain on the outside the first go around, and Chamberlain kind of took that lane away from him going down the backstretch on the previous lap, and then Coleman'sberger went low, got the pass done. It took him a minute, but completed it.
Well,
working his way up through the field.
Oh yeah, you're going to have another go at this track tomorrow.
Yes, indeed.
This is where we're at tomorrow night. So, in the Cup cars, a final race before the Final Four, yeah. Oh yes, this is.
I thought there was one more.
No.
No. Okay.
It was.
Richmond
Road America was the second one, second race.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the third's Kansas. So.
Okay. Then Texas is the finale.
Yes.
So. Thielen moving past Gilmore. Gilmore may be having a problem. Oh, he does have a problem. He dragged the wall down and is 1 and 2. So, big problem for Jeff Gilmore. He's going to have a few seconds probably of damage repair when they pit here at the stage break. And that's going to be a costly mistake. He's going to lose some positions here. All the way down to 9th position he has lost. So,
and there it is.
Hughes and Thielen.
There it is. There is their caution here tonight. Oof. Yes, so Jeff Gilmore will round out the top 10. So you got Witt, Deutscher, Hughes, Thielen, Richards, Gallagher, Adams, Coleman'sberger, Gilmore, and Chamberlain. I like to watch pit road because it's about to get interesting here as we watch them all come off here. So, at the end of that stage there, you see here, Paul Witt's going to lead this field all the way down to pits, Will. Yes, as everybody comes in, takes their pits, stops. Who takes what? Who takes two? Or who just takes fuel? We can sit here and watch the race off pit road too.
I would expect everybody to take 4 tires, but there might be a couple of brave souls that might take right sides. You know, we.
24, 7, 75, 13. What a beautiful race off pit road view here. All right. Let's see. I'll bring in Bradford here. Let's talk with old Brad. Mr. Bradford.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
How's it going, sir?
It's going pretty good.
That's good, that's good. Well, you survived the stage break. You didn't get no wrecks prior to that, so that's always a good thing, absolutely. You're piloting the number 1 waste quit Ford, which I like to see in the Ford. Looks very nice. How is that truck overall? Are you being gentle with it? You're not pushing hard right away? Or are you just relaxing? You ain't in no rush yet?
I'm really not in a rush yet, man. I'm still taking it kind of slow out here, and just riding until it comes time to go.
Oh yeah, you gotta. Well, you got anything for old Brad?
You said you're just riding at the moment, but how's that truck handling compared to the track conditions for you out there tonight, Aaron?
It's handling really good, man. It feels good. I'm not really having any issues. I can run just about anywhere on the track. Just feels real good.
All right, sir. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Are you going to be looking to try to advance up through the field now after this stage or break, or are you going to wait a little bit longer?
I'm probably going to start making my way up, but I'm not going to be, running full out to get to the front. But I'm going to keep moving forward a little faster now.
And poor Aaron. Well, best of luck to you, man.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank y'all.
No problem. One last but not least, can talk to the man. Larry Blair, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going, Brian?
How's it going, sir? Real quick, while we got you here, before y'all take green, how is that truck in these track conditions here tonight?
I feel like the truck's good. It's a little on the tight side, but it's pretty easy to drive. Tire wear ain't that bad either, so I feel like it's pretty good.
That's good. Well, you got anything for Mr. Larry Blair before we send him back?
Well, Larry, you've been riding in the back most of the beginning of this race. Is this going to be go time for you, Larry?
Well, I'm just going to try to ride around and see how people's tires wear out and try to move up to the field later on if possible, Just try to have a good, clean race.
10-4, Larry. Well, best of luck to you. Hopefully you can keep having that clean race of yours.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good broadcast.
Thank you. All right, we'll get back up here to the front here. As the pace car pulls off, I almost said truck. But as the pace car pulls off here, Paul Witt is going to lead the field back to green wheel. The green flag is out as they come to take lap 50 in the books. Nice clean start here.
75 more laps.
Oh yeah. Nice clean start by these two up here in the front currently.
Richardson moving into third position, trying to get away from Thielen. Thielen losing a couple of spots on this restart here, Brian.
Oh yeah. You see Gilmore get loosey-goosey there. Oh, it's caused them all to stack up there.
But what a save by Gilmore. Don't know if Chamberlain... Yeah, Chamberlain did get into the wall, Brian.
Yes, he did. He got a little slippy back there. He lost a ton of spots. Well, fell back to 20th. Whew.
That's what can happen sometimes whenever you check up for a fellow competitor that gets loose in front of you. You don't want to plow into the back of them, but sometimes whenever you burp the throttle, that truck or race car can just go up the track. You can walk the dog, and that Well, feeling rear end kind of almost came out from underneath them going over that bump in 1 and 2.
Oh yeah,
We
you
can
see
see
this.
now these.
Yeah.
Go ahead. My apologies.
I was gonna say, as you see here, is 69, bringing a 75 with him on the outside lane, carrying that momentum, as we all talk about. Our favorite word, momentum, is a big factor here. Get it piloted
Yes,
right the
indeed.
right way. Set sail.
That high lane really can come into play with that momentum that you need to carry, but if that truck steps out or you get into the wall, you can just say goodbye to all that momentum that you were carrying. Restarts have not been on Justin Thielen's side here this evening.
No, they haven't. It's very unfortunate because I think if Thielen can get a restart good, he would be a dominant force to be up there in the front. But restarts are key here, so.
Jason Adams in 5th position, finally got inside the top 5. Brian been working this entire race to get there. Now he's there.
Oh yeah, but well, he's got a swarm of hungry competitors behind him. Plenty of them that want that top 5. So
what a sight to see back here. Beyond like 8th, 9th, 10th, all these trucks and competitors back here, all on top of one another. You can just throw a big blanket over them all.
oh yeah. Phil up there caught in the pickle back there in P16. Will he just can't seem to find his way out of there. Once he's stuck there, I guess. But a couple of guys there next to him are being his roadblocks. So at some point in time, Will, when it's enough, and you start to use that bumper.
Well, I mean, you don't really necessarily want to move somebody at a racetrack like Kansas, but you know, you just got to be patient. Patience can go a long way, but in a way, Phillip has kind of dug himself in a hole back here. He's just kind of back here, like you said, just kind of stuck in this pack, but that's kind of what happens when you drag the wall a couple of too many times, maybe one too many times. We've seen other people do that this evening. Gilmore.
Yeah, I was going to say
Chamberlain.
Gilmore's phenomenal. Yeah, Gilmore's great for it here. He did it.
Great run here by Coffey, trying to get into the top 10. Josh Small's there. He wasn't 12th, 13th, knocking on top 10 spot, battling with Story there in the 22.
Oh yeah, he's doing good here. He's another one who could be consistent.
Good battle back here, man.
Oh yeah. A lot of names that we haven't heard of or seen in quite some time.
Are talked about tonight.
Oh yeah. So obviously the 13 of Colemansberger and 11 of Campbell, there was a little miscommunication earlier. Jim's supposed to be in the 11, but they currently have Campbell in the 11. So normally we would see Jim Colemansberger, who is currently running P8, who is the 13 here, but he's normally the 11. So I'm sure they'll get that fixed, but boy, you got this hungry pack coming. You see if you're right on board here with Josh Small, who's been making a charge to the front. But if you listen closely, you can hear the screech in his tires. So he's kind of burning some tires here a little bit. So just gotta take it easy. See there, Campbell gets by Brown, Chris Brown there, not the center. So drops Chris Brown to P10.
Good run for Chris Brown. He was way back below 20, below 20th, about 25th or so. So he's really climbed his way up through the field in these 61 laps, Brian.
Yes, he has. For sure, he's doing great. keeping a consistent time. So consistency is key, which will keep you in the top 10. And when you get consistent enough, that's when you hope that they slip up and now you can gain a couple more spots. Just like that, Brown now got back to P9 and moved Campbell to P10, but you still have Caudle and Small there. So slowly knocking on that door there for P10. And then you got a Story there too, Philip Bridgman right there behind him. You see Bradford behind Bridgman there, like, all right, bud, time to go. Come on. I got places to be.
Jeff Gilmore making a slight recovery, not where he was, but he's back inside the top 5. He was in third when he made his mistake coming to the stage break, but he was 9th or 10th, so slight recovery for Jeff Gilmore. Got back inside the top 5, knocking Adams in back into the top 10 and 6th position, so outside of the top 5 for Adams at the moment. As you talked about Bradford, he trying to make his way by that 5 machine of Philip Bridgman. Coffee right there, Derek Coffee in that 68 machine.
What a great run
Always
by
seems
Bradford there. Boy, he just barely
indeed good
closed that
slide
door.
job.
Oh yeah. Ever so slightly enough, he got it done. So Philip now fallen to 16th. That's right. He's the 5. You see Witt's moving. Bradford's moving up spots one by one. Another one who's knocking on that top 10, looking to secure a top 10 for once. As you see there, Caudle now moved up to P10. Josh Small now falls to P11. The 11's now pitting, or stayed out. No, he stayed out. He fell. Must have made some contact with that wall there. I'm not sure, but now he's behind Philip, so that's a heck of a fall. So
Just that wall not too kindly. You don't want to. That, like we've mentioned, you do want to run that high line if you can run it correctly, but it's a fine line, no pun intended, but you can really find yourself in the wall real quick in a hurry here if that is the lane that you choose to be partaking in.
oh yeah.
So Paul Witt currently with a comfortable lead of a second over Zach Neuscher, then Richardson there in the 10 and 3rd position, Gallagher 4th, and Jeff Gilmore 5th. So about 5 seconds covers the top 5 as Gilmore trying to reel in Gallagher. He's only about a 10th behind Gallagher at this moment, but good battle back here just outside the top 10. This is a battle for 15th position. Chamberlain and who's that? Chamberlain?
No,
that is Kevin Roy.
Oh, you're talking about... Okay,
Kevin Roy.
Yes, that one. Okay. Oh, sorry, I was looking at Blair and Hurlby.
Chamberlain and Roy trying to find a way by. And Blair slowly reeling in people and passing them very patiently. They're just taking them easy come, easy go as the race comes to Larry, like he was talking about earlier. As Keith is fighting back now against Larry, like, hey, give me my spot back. I felt very comfortable in that position, but then Keith just doesn't have nothing for Larry there. Larry seems to be like a guy that is just really good about conserving tire, but like he said earlier, tire doesn't really seem to be meaning much here this evening, so we'll just have to wait and see as this run goes on. Maybe it could be the longest run of this evening that we can have. So.
Oh yeah, see the lap 70 of 125 in the books. We'll go ahead and give a thorough rundown of your top 10 here.
could do the top 20 if you want.
That's right, yes, I forgot
All the
about
guys on the lead lap.
Yeah, that is true. Alright, so P1 setting the fine rail here tonight. Paul Witt in that 29 Chevy Silverado.
Okay.
Yeah. P2 we got Zach Deuscher and the Aerokinetics Blue Machine there of the Ford. Riding comfortably P2. I do believe that's where he qualifies. He hasn't lost any spots yet. P3 we have Ken Richards and the 10 Kappa Can-Am Chevy Silverado machine there. Up 2 spots from where he started. P4 is Jeff Gilmore and his Chevy Silverado, the Irwin's 75 machine. P5 we have Jason Adams and his throwback to Jeff Gordon truck there. Up 4 spots from where he started. Well, let's you do the next 5 here.
Almonsberger in that 13 machine. Up a good handful of spots from where he started in that 6th position. Justin Thielen fluctuating back and forth in the top 10, but he's sitting comfortably right behind Jim Colemansberger in the 7th position. Chris Brown in that John Deere machine, I do believe, in that 92.
Brandit.
I think it's John Deere. Oh, Brandit, my bad. Yep, it just looks like the John Deere colors there, doesn't it? Anyway, he's sitting comfortably in 8th position. I think he is one of our biggest movers of this race. Then we have the 57 of Gallagher here, 9th position. He's having a good top 10 day, I would have to say. Josh Small having a great run, great top 10 at the moment. In that 28 Ford F-150, Ford Tough, there you go. 10th position.
P11 we have Joshua Caudle. Lost 1 spot since where he started in that number 23 Chevy Silverado body armor. Looked like a Blaney throwback to me, if you ask me. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Did he make it? Oh, pit stops are happening, so a lot of things are going to get shuffled there. So, next behind him was Bradford here. Up 8 spots from where he started, so he's moving to that P10. And that number 1 waste quit Ford. We'll just do the top 10 for right now. You know what? No, we'll keep going. P11 will be Kevin Roy, up 11 spots from where he started in that Peach Vibe. Looks like a summer paint scheme there. Peach Vibe Ford machine. Mike Chamberlain in that 70. What is that? Oh, salty slings, I guess that is. And you got next but not least Philip Bridgman, lost 5 spots from where he started in, and current teammates to Zach Deuscher in that yellow and gray Aerokinetics machine there, looking to pit. A lot of the pit stops are happening at the moment there, Will. So we're going to hold off on running through the order here.
Yes, indeed. Good call. I don't mind that. That's all right. Just interesting pit stops happening at this time.
Oof, look at these gaggle trucks. Golly. That's a Harley Davidson 11. I just noticed that. Look at that.
The pit window is definitely open, so not too surprising, I should say. But interesting to say the least to see how these guys are able to manage getting on and off pit road.
You see they get more Deuscher, Small, Caudle, Colemansberger, Horsley, Bradford. All these guys
I
in
think
the
Paul
pits.
Witt might have had a speeding penalty because he just came back down pit road, Brian.
That is a possibility.
Isn't that what happens if you get a speeding penalty? You got to come back down
Yes,
pit road,
I do
right?
believe it's a drive-through.
You don't necessarily get held.
Yes, I do believe it's a drive-through.
Wow. So the dominant race leader at this moment in time, who has basically led every lap of this race, except for these green flag cycle rotation of pit stops, has had a massive, massive mistake on pit road.
Oh yeah, I don't want to talk to him at the moment because you might hear some vulgar things, and I don't think we need that at the moment here. So anyway,
You can only assume it's a speeding penalty.
yes, that's what I see there. Sorry about that. I didn't have that thing pop up there. 3 cars currently on the lead lap here tonight.
And these are the 3 that haven't pitted yet: Jason Adams, Campbell, and Palmer. Terry Duguay just pitted. It looks like this might relinquish the lead over to Richardson in the 10 truck. Richardson and Thielen, I do believe, and Gilmore were the first ones to pit. So fresh tires and short pitting strategy for them. Here comes Paul Witt out of the pits. In total, he had a 47. His time, man, I just very questionable. Maybe he drove past his pits on the first go round or something. I have no idea. We have no clue. So.
Boy, this is interesting. Palmer there.
I think
up.
Campbell.
Okay.
I think Campbell missed pit road.
They got Josh pinned in the middle here. Josh tried to get back to 31. Just couldn't quite get it there through the moment. Now that he did. Palmer got by him. As now you see Palmer now goes to lead and Jason Adams now makes his pit stop.
And if you're someone like Palmer who's staying out as long as you can, you get all you can get as far as fuel-wise goes. You got to be very careful, very cautious. All these guys coming out with fresh tires, and they're, at least a second or so faster than you, and maybe a couple of seconds faster, and they're going every which way. You don't really quite know, especially when there's a whole group of them coming at you. You don't quite, never can tell which way you need to go.
Oh yeah.
You can really tell the strategy changing up this race.
I don't know what strategy he's on.
Adams choosing to pit late. That moved him way outside the top 10, almost to 15th position. He's setting 14th at the moment as he was getting back up to speed. So gonna have to see how he will be able to correlate those fresh tires come up through the field if he can. As Palmer finally comes down and makes his pit stop here.
Boy, I think Palmer was trying to stretch it so he can make it on. I don't know, Will. I think he still might have to come down at least one more time. I don't know, Will, but he did stretch it out a little far, so we'll see. So this might actually hurt him when it gets down to the end. So if and when that does, he's going to have to hope for a caution in some way, shape, or form. But anyway, Will, let's give us a little break from talking. We're going to go ahead and do our little cutaway here for a couple of laps. How's that sound?
10-4, Brian.
as we come back here and back on board with the 57 here. Currently sitting pit number 11. 10 seconds behind Zach Deutscher. As that battle for the lead is intensifying here between Zach Deutscher and Richardson. 93 of 125.
Looks like Deutscher easily able to get by Richardson with the slightest fresher tires than that 10 machine. I think just a less than a handful of laps fresher tire, but still nevertheless fresher tire equals better pacing. So Jason Adams probably has the freshest tires of them all besides Michael Palmer, but Palmer currently sits 1 lap down. But Adams, he was amongst the leaders, or amongst the top 10 runners before that cycle of green flag pit stops occurred, and he was the last one of the top 10 runners to pit. And here he is making his way back up through the field, seeing what he can get with the fresh tires. How many more times can I say fresh tires? Anyway, we have, I want to say 20 trucks. No, my apologies, 22 trucks. Terry Duguay in the clutches shortly of Zach Deutscher becoming the next competitor to be a lap down. He's in that danger zone, 30 seconds, about 31, I would say. So he's about a second away or two from being lapped. We've had the dominant truck of this evening. He is 4 laps down. Paul Witt, not sure too much what happened there, but and then Hughes, something happened to the 61 truck. He was running in the top 10, top 5 at one point. Not too sure what happened to Hughes. He is out of this race. So just a kind of a race rewind or catch up for anyone who's just now tuning in. Zach Deutscher, who was in second place, qualified in second, started on the front row. He's now your race leader. Justin Thielen, who's had an up and down top 10 night, he's setting in third place. Jeff Gilmore was in third place for the majority of this night, and then he decided to try to grab a hold of the wall, and he's had to recover. So good recovery. Josh Smalls, good race going on for him at this moment. 9th position, riding inside the top 10. And Jim Coleman'sberger, 8th place at this moment. Kevin Roy, 6th position. And Chris Brown, another notable name to look at, riding in 5th position.
Yes, Will, as Chris Brown is riding there in P5. A very up and down night for him, but don't sleep on the sleeper there in that 12 machine of Kevin Roy.
Yes. Kevin really likes to make his moves later on in the race, it seems. He's all that patience in the beginning. Him and Larry Blair really are a couple of patient guys. Larry, I don't think having the race he actually wants. He's kind of been struggling, I think, just not able to break inside the top 10 this evening at all. He's just been riding in the back, just been kind of having I wouldn't say a bad race, just not necessarily a great race, Brian.
I agree with you, Will. As you see, Zach Deutscher now got almost a 4-second lead over Richardson. So Zach Deutscher is setting the pace here tonight, Will. Over
Brian, I did the math.
Yes.
The top 10 started pitting about 40 laps, or about 42. I was going to say they needed to split it in half, and that's exactly what some of these guys are doing. They're splitting it in half. And if I was Zach, if I was Deutscher in the 21, I would pit at least in a lap or two, maybe 3 max. I wouldn't go no more than 3 laps. And because I did the math, and Palmer pitted and came out, and he came out with 39 laps of fuel, right? Like he would need to save 38 to 39 laps, and I don't think you can save that much. So everybody
Especially in
would have
these
had to
trucks.
pit. Exactly. Everybody would gonna have to pit one more time, and we're seeing it here now live in front of us. Everybody's making their final pit stop of this evening, and we got 24 laps. I would say 20 laps to see everybody make their final pit stop. Maybe less than that. Maybe 17 laps.
Max.
I'm gonna say, yeah, 17 max at least, yes.
See Larry Blair, Hurlbut, Cheswick all come off pit row now. So Hurlbut, Kosick, Cheswick, Blair. I do believe Bradford probably got caught speeding there. So Bradford is still in the pits. He was in there for 37.8 seconds. Ooh, that's gonna hurt him a lot here. So you see Deutscher now making his pit stop, gave up first place, said okay, I'm coming out, and Bradford's out now in middle of this cluster here. As you see, Jason Adams will be the lead here, but Jason's giving that up to Brown. Jason's coming into the pits here, Will, so he's coming to pit and get it out the way, so he ain't got nothing to worry about. But also remember, Will, as you said, a lot of these boys still have to pit.
Yes, Brown and Roy gonna have to pit again here. Palmer, not sure where he's at. He's one lap down in 10th place, so he wasn't able to get his lap back with the fresh tires, or something happened there. He's just not too sure, but...
Oh, get stopped. Oh, good job. You just slow down just in time. So you see there, Deutscher would come back around and get back to first place. It was cycled out, Deutscher, and the caution is out, Will. Caution is out.
Oh, wow. Did somebody lose it exiting the pits, or maybe entering the pits, or... And I think maybe Brown missed his pit box or something. Something happened with Chris.
Oh, the accident in the pits. Might have floored it a little bit too hard, Will. As we'll watch again of this 2 car.
Oh wow, a Space Force paint scheme.
Yes. I was just about to
That's
say
cool.
that. You see there, coming around. You floored a little too hard.
Really easy to do. Spin out here on this apron at Kansas. As he goes over the, there's actually an Enfield sports car layout here at this racetrack, and it's actually really cool. The Grand Am Rolex Sports Car Series used to go here. They went here, I think, a total of 3 times, maybe 4. I think it was 3. And they actually used the apron on the back straightaway. Like, it was cool. You can look up the races and watch them on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. I want to go ahead and talk to Chris Brown here. We're going to figure out what happened to him. Chris Brown, you got a copy?
Yeah.
You don't sound too enthused there. But anyway, y'all were coming down to the pits. It looked like you missed your pit stop or pit box, whatever had happened, because we were focusing on you at that fair point in time. How's the truck going with the track temp, and did you miss your pit box, and do you have enough fuel to get at least towards the end? If not, a couple of green-white checkers.
No, I made a last-second decision just to keep going. I guess I probably should have pitted there. But track feels good, everything feels good. We'll see at the end of the race if I can at least finish the top 5.
Yes, indeed, Will. You got anything for Mr. Chris here?
Well, Chris, to my knowledge, you're one of the biggest movers of tonight's race. How difficult or easy has it been for you to work your way up through the field? All the different battles you've had tonight. Just explain that real quick.
Just good strategy. Riding a high line seems to save a lot of tire. Get to keep a lot of speed off the corner. Seems to help a lot.
Well, hopefully this missing your pit box or you kind of staying out here doesn't hurt you too bad. Maybe you can really claw your way up through the field with these fresh tires in these closing laps. So best of luck to you, Chris.
Thank you, sir.
There you go, you heard it. Chris, very calm, wasn't angry at all, was not upset. So
if you don't mind, try to get Paul in here real quick. I want to see. I really want to know what happened to Paul, man. He went from, dominator to, man, just downfall super quick.
Mr.
All in the length
Witz.
of a green.
Yes, sir. I got you.
Hey, Paul, I'm dying to know. It's been killing me, man. Ever since that green flag cycle of pit stops, what did happen? Please tell me.
What didn't happen? I got caught for speeding. I got caught for speeding coming in. When I exited the pit, I don't know how it happened, but I got caught for speeding again. And then I came around, and I was trying to get into pit road, and I had to go around somebody. So I got nabbed for unsafe entrance. Yeah. So I went 4 laps down. I'm back to 2 down right now, and I'm gonna try to
for a slew of cautions.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get one back the old-fashioned way.
Oh, well, you go, Rusty.
I got nothing to lose. I got to do it. I'm 2 down. I'm not gonna get the lucky dog. There's a couple of 1 lap down. The only thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to go for it.
Well,
yes, sir. Best of luck to you. You are
trying to get those laps back, man.
Oh yeah.
All right, thanks, man.
But you are the fastest out there, so keep it up. You were untouchable, so.
I'm gonna do what I can do. Try to salvage something out of this.
Oh yeah. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
No problem. Well, there you go. We heard it. A lot of speeding and unsafe pit exit and entry, and very unfortunate for Paul. Great truck he had here tonight, Will. It was very upsetting to see that go down in Paul's way. So, you heard him. He's going to try to Rusty Wallace it here.
He have some good humor about it. He was laughing, kind of chuckling about it. So, just one of them things you can't really. You think you're on the speed limit, but then, you just over it, but maybe just a couple mile per hour he could have been. And anyway, back green flag racing we go, Brian.
Yes, as Zach Deusser comes back to lead the field 2:16 to go next time by. The question is, will Ken Deusser hold off this hungry pack behind him? Or do you think we're going to see another couple of more cautions play out here, Will?
Just depends on how racy these fellas can get. We got, I believe, a total of 22 on the lead lap. We heard Paul Witt say, hey, I'm going to try to get one back the old-fashioned way. So, oh my Lanta, you never know what could happen. Chris Brown with some of the freshest tire that we know of. So, anything is possible here. We got just a hungry mass of drivers here trying to get a win, trying to get best points finish as possible. I know it's still early in this season, but points are everything.
Oh yeah. A lot of chopping, a lot of blocking. Boy, I tell you what, that's only going to last for so long here. Thielen took this spot away from Coleman'sberger there. So
Richardson's trying to stay on the heels of Zach Deusser, but he's got problems of his own as Kevin Roy and Jason Adams trying to battle it out there for 3rd position. Justin Thielen right there, Jim Coleman'sberger. Man, big battles going on all throughout this pack. In the closing stages of this race, this caution is really this this caution that came out here late in the race kind of threw everything on its head just about.
Oh yeah. Top 10 is all so ever slightly so close to one another. That is sure. Philip being the 10th car there, but it's also even tighter behind him for that 10th position. So I would say second, actually first, all the way through. What is that? 15th? Very close, neck to neck.
It's 2.5 seconds. Covers the top 15. Kevin Roy now in second position. They don't know who they won in second position. Good battle up here as Richardson trying to fight back on the outside of Kevin Roy. I think Kevin Roy just has slightly fresher tires. Could Kevin Roy come up and have something to do with this battle for the lead, perhaps, and fight with Zach Deuscher here in the closing 10 laps of this race?
Oh, if I can recall, I think Kevin Roy has a couple more fresher lap tires of doing better than Deuscher, so that's going to play a big key.
He is
here.
Definitely in the tow. He is coming up, closing in on the tailgate of that 21 machine. All Richardson, Thielen, and Adams, they can just watch at the moment. But once Kevin Roy can get to the side of that 21, it might just, bring them closer back to the front too. Closing in on 9 laps to go, this time by at the stripe. Does Kevin Roy have anything for the 21? This is the question we ask in the closing 10 laps of this race. As everybody is battling for third behind them, it looks like just everybody's on top of one another back there. It's almost like a relay race. They can't get, away from one another, it looks like. Dustin Thielen making life difficult for Jason Adams. Trying to make somewhat of a slide job on that bottom lane through 3 and 4.
Oh, you see there, he's washing up to the quarter of the 10. Can't quite get it. Did a crossover on that.
Battle for the lead. Battle for the lead.
Battle for the lead is intensifying. There we go.
Kevin Roy was there, coming through 1 and 2 last time by.
There you go. Oh, he's still there.
Oh yes, most definitely. I wasn't trying to take anything away from the people behind him, but
I know you gotta go where if there's possibly a battle somewhere else. Go ahead and try to find it.
that battle for third, yes, it's still pretty active indeed. Kevin Roy just hoping that maybe Zach might ever so slightly hit the apron in one of the corners, whether it be in 3 and 4, whether that's where he's been getting the lowest at the moment. Turn 2 there, or the middle of 1 and 2, he could have clipped it right there, but Alfred says that might be the mistake that Kevin Roy's looking for. Just if Zach gets low enough to clip the apron, it'll make that truck upset.
Yes.
Adams and Thielen
Oh yeah, go ahead.
still having that battle back there to see who's going to finish in 4th position.
Oh yeah, you see there, Jim.
Josh Small got back into the top 10. I'm sorry.
No. You're good. You're good. You're good. Go ahead, take it
two
away.
Coffees. Philip Bridgman, also known as Coffee Bridgman, and then Derek Coffee battling back there for 11th and 12th. They're trying to get inside the top 10, but it's 10 spots. Only so many people can get inside the top 10.
Boy, there,
oh my
4-1.
goodness, look at it. Man, it is so hard. I wish we could do multicam. Oh my goodness. Wow. Look at that action back here.
They all backed out. They said, nope, that is not for me. I am backing out of that. No way.
It's just side-by-side action, but Chamberlain trying to get his nose in there. He wants a piece of this.
And see, there's going to try to cross over on Phillip. Oh, Phillip hits the wall. Tries to pull her off. Coming in on 2 laps to go here. Can Phillip get back to it?
That might be it for Phillip. As far as Phillip's chances for a top 10 goes, he's going to be trying to fend off Story and the rest of these guys outside the top 15. But as we go back up to the front of the field, Zach Deutscher has fended off the efforts of Kevin Roy of these remaining 16 laps here from the restart that we had. Final lap of this race. Does Kevin Roy have anything whatsoever left in the tank, on the tires whatsoever in that race truck for Zach Deutscher on this closing lap, Brian?
Oh yeah, but I'm going back there to watch because it's about to get spicy back here. And, oh man. Well, I would say overall this was a fantastic race, especially in the closing laps. But a hell of a job for Zach Deutscher. Hell of a job all around for all these guys here tonight. A lot of action going on throughout the field, especially with that 3 to go. Well, we saw 4 wide between Phillip, the other Coffee. Oh man, it was just all over the place. As we check out
Eric Coffey gets a top 10. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Jim Coleman'sberger 9th, Josh Smalls 8th. You take away my scoreboard and replace it with the qualifying results.
Yeah, that's not what I mean. This is the one I need right here. I'm like, wait a minute. He said Coffee top 10. I'm like, oh, there we go.
So
Awesome,
John Gallagher 7th, Jeff Gilmore 6th, Ken Richardson 5th. Good run for Ken tonight in that 10 machine. He was having hopes of maybe getting the win here. Jason Adams 4th, gets a top 5 here tonight. That's your points leader. Justin Thielen, Kevin Roy, and Zach Deutscher. Actually, Zach Deutscher was tied for 2nd with the points. So actually, I don't want to say who's your points leader at the moment. I'm just saying going into this race, Adams was your points leader. So there you go. Zach Deutscher burning down the house at the start-finish line with his teammate there, Phillip. Phillip finished 16th. You can see Danny Story in that 22, 14th. Chris Brown only able to make it back to 13th. Larry Blair 12th. Mike Chamberlain 11th. Chamberlain able to claw his way back to have an 11th place finish after his incident with the wall. Justin Thielen, you're our 3rd place finisher this evening.
I don't see him, so Kevin. Well, there, we'll talk to Derek. Because I don't even see Kevin Roy in there either. So we'll go ahead and pull Derek in here. We'll talk with Derek. Mr. Coffee.
You there, Derek? Derek could have stepped away after the race, and we may not know, or he could be there and may have his headset on mute, and we just don't know. Or
Well, that is fine. We'll go ahead and I guess we'll talk to our race winner, Zach. Go ahead. We'll move him back there. Well,
maybe after Zach, we could talk to Jim, or
yeah, we can do that too.
Hey, Zach.
Hey.
How you doing after this win here this evening? at Kansas Motor Speedway. You were tied, as far as I know, if I'm not mistaken, you were tied for second in the points going into this race. This obviously will help that battle for points and what have you with the points standings. But anyway, Zach, it kind of looked like you might play second fiddle tonight to Paul Witt there, but Paul had some extremely bad luck on pit road this evening, and that halted his chances of continuous domination of this race. And then you kind of took over from that point. You and Ken Richardson and a few others up there kind of led laps during the pit cycles and so forth. But just tell us about having a good run here tonight, Zach, and what that means going forward.
Firstly, I want to say it's unfortunate for Paul. I have a lot of respect for him, and it is an absolute honor to race against him. Firstly, I want to really point that out. That's awful, but the race was good for most parts. It was just watching your tires and not wearing them, which is really hard to do around here, and trying to break that dang draft in this dang simulator.
You said watch your tires. I noticed you pitted, I want to say 2 to 3 laps after the closest competitors around you were. Just tell us about what that means to have fresher tires, the amount of speed you actually gain just over a few laps of fresh tires, Zach.
Oh, fresh tires are very important around here. If you can get within a draft and have fresh tires, you're most likely going to overpass, and then you get the fresh air value of fresh air. So your nose is clean, and you really just take off from there.
Did you think you could have had anything for Paul Witt if he wouldn't have had any mistakes, if he could have been mistake-free, or do you think you might have just might have been second here, or do you think you could have brought him down eventually?
I think I would have rammed down, but personally, just running with him until that unfortunate mistake, I think he was faster in the long run. So the win should really be towards Paul, but oh well, I guess shit happens. I almost fucked up my pit stop, so.
Okay, well, next week, sorry for
Iowa?
the, yes, but first off, sorry there for language there. Bad person, Zach. Anyway.
I'm horrible. I'm sorry, everybody.
It's okay. We're going to have to put you in timeout after this. Anyway, so Iowa, if you're going to be here next week or not, give us your thoughts on Iowa. It's a 0.8 of a mile track, if I'm not mistaken. The house that Rusty built, Rusty Wallace, one of the original owners or founders of Iowa, similar to Richmond in a way. But give us your thoughts about Iowa.
I love Iowa with the trucks. I think it's actually a really good match. So I hopefully will make it, and I'm hoping to win that one too because I love the combination.
All right. Well, Brian, any shout-outs or anything you'd like to give before we hand it over to Brian?
Aerokinetics, you guys being our broadcasting, you guys do a great job. Sim Racing Unleashed League, really fun to race with you guys. Great group of people should join. Phil, for my teammate, always there to support each other, so I gotta love him, and just everybody in general. Fun night.
Yes, sir. Awesome job, Zach. Well, the recover there. P1, obviously, it would have came down to every tooth and nail between you and Paul, but obviously you said Paul was the fastest one up there tonight, and I've seen it too. I told him that. But, when you're the fastest, sometimes little slip-ups in the pits can screw you over big time, so you know how well that goes.
Absolutely. I agree with you.
But awesome job tonight. Hell of a job snagging the W. You, Kevin, were putting on a hell of a show. But it was pretty interesting, the action all the way behind you too for that P3, that's for sure. So
yeah, I seen that. It looked like a good one.
Oh yeah. Well, all right, sir. Honor to have you here. Nice to have you back. Always good to call races with you in it because we know a lot about you and Phil and everybody else, so we know what we can talk about at least with you guys and all that other shit
Hell yeah, brother. Tonight.
All right, sir. We'll chit chat in a bit. Great job tonight on the P1. So go ahead and go celebrate. Go have a few brewskis with Phil and have at it.
Thank you guys.
No problem. Well, everybody else left, Will, so at least we got to talk to Mr. Deutscher. So I guess, Will, we'll let you close it out, and then I can go over my shindig at the end there and talk about the new season of BNR and stuff like that. So go ahead and you do your thing.
Well, for myself, William Roberts, and Brian Hunt over there, we'd like to thank everybody for coming out and enjoying. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this SRU Truck Series, Craftsman Truck Series event at Kansas Motor Speedway. Great action at the end. The final 16 laps did not disappoint. It was going to be one heck of a strategy race if the caution didn't come out, but it came out, and we saw one heck of a 16-lap shootout between the whole field and four wide at one point. Amazing. Everybody able to get through it without any huge incidences or anything like that. So good to see all these competitors that finished on the lead lap. And next week, Iowa. Same time, same channel. So hopefully everybody will be able to see you there at Iowa. And until then, for myself, like I said, Brian, hope everybody has a good and safe night or week until then.
Yes, sir, Will, but I'm going to go over a couple of things here real quick. But Will, thank you for coming up in the booth. Always an honor to have you here. Nothing less.
I appreciate being here.
No problem. But a little thing before I go, B&R's Truck Series and the Xfinity Series has officially came to an end last week. We are in the middle of recruiting process. You will see back up on the B&R Racing Network of myself and Will on Tuesday nights and Thursday nights to call the action for the B&R side of things. We have open availability in the league to all drivers who are interested. We accept everybody. Come on out, have fun. A lot of the same guys in here are over there with us. We kind of help out each side, so come on out, enjoy it. Trucks are Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock start time, 8:30 grid. Same thing with Xfinity. Cup Series will be Saturday nights. Currently 2 races left, and then that season is done. Looking to start up the series after Charlotte weekend. So, but until then, like Will said, we want to thank you guys all very much. If you need to get in contact with anybody in the B&R, it is myself, Brian Hunt on Discord. Get a hold of Jason. A lot of these guys will have it, and they'll get me linked up with you and go from there. But for myself, once again, I want to thank Will for coming out, donating his time, and hopefully next couple weeks take care of him and go from there. But I want to thank you guys all for coming out tonight, and you guys have yourself a great night.